What's some advice you would give to an up and coming comedian?
Be seen. You get forgotten. Think about how many people in the world think they're funny. If you're a good person or a good hang, people are still gonna want you around. And they'll be more apt to help instead of being that pompous guy that knows everything or just complaining that my jokes aren't working and they hate me. Get the fuck out of here. They hated everybody.
For sure, yeah.
You're not special, bro. Just work. That's it. Just get back on it.
This was a really good episode. I hope you guys enjoy it. Comedian, comedy show producer Brian Sullivan. He's a really funny guy. Check out some of his shows. I really enjoyed this conversation. I hope you guys do too. So before we get started with the show, I'd like to thank our sponsors. One of our sponsors is Recon Marketing. Recon is the fastest growing social media marketing agency in Colorado. Recon focuses on becoming an extension of your business while providing social media management, review management, and digital marketing. Recon Marketing, putting you on the radar. Our next sponsor is Atmos Planning. Atmos Planning is changing the way business owners and real estate investors are served by the financial industry. Their website is atmosplanning.com, atmosplanning.com. Our next sponsor is Planet Duct. Planet Duct offers astronomical air duct cleaning with the most powerful vacuum trucks in Colorado. They have taken air duct cleaning to a new intergalactic level that is far more powerful and proactive than anything on the market in El Paso County and Southern Colorado. So now let's get on with the show. Welcome back to the COS Business Podcast, the #1 podcast in Colorado Springs.
All day.
Yes, my name is Andrew Hasley, and I am the host of the show. Today, I'm sitting here with the fellow host of lots of shows, actually.
What's up, yo?
We're sitting here with Brian Sullivan. He's a comedian, a brand ambassador, and comedy show producer. Is that correct?
That is correct. You hit it all on the head.
Nice. Well, can you tell us a little bit about what you do as a comedian and I guess as a comedy show producer?
So basically, as a comedian, it's easy. Comedy's not easy, but as a comedian, that's the easiest job. You just get on stage and you fill your time. You make people laugh. You provide the experience, right? You provide a good time, right? So being a comedy show producer is a little bit more detailed than that, you know what I mean? Because you have to set that setting for that comedian to get up there and create that atmosphere, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that go into putting together a comedy show that I think some people miss when they first start out, and it's good that you miss those things when you first start out because you learn, right? And like I always get mad at people when a new person starts comedy and they want to start a show, and then you get like the more tenured comedian gets mad and like, can I cuss?
Yeah, sure.
And he and he shits on their show. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, everybody starts somewhere. That's just like shitting on someone when they first start comedy. Like, that's not cool. You know what I mean? Like, everybody has to do things in the right way. But what you can do instead of ridiculing someone or talking shit about them behind their back is you can say, hey man, this is what helped me. You feel me? Like, these are the things, these are the fundamentals that I followed. This is the roadmap that I followed. You don't necessarily have to follow it the way that I followed it, but this is just, here's the blueprint, basically. You know what I mean? And I think in comedy, we would get along much faster if we stopped trying to do this thing. You know what I mean?
Climbing a ladder?
Yeah, no, like the crab in the barrel mentality, pulling people down.
Oh, okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Got you.
Because it's easy to correct a mistake if you just correct it instead of like sitting back like, oh, watch this dude fucking fall in his. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, yeah. I don't like that kind of attitude either.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's crazy, man. Like there's a lot of nuances when it comes to putting together a comedy show, and but there's a lot of positives as well. It's a great feeling, man. I love when people leave a comedy show and they're like, man, this was the most fun I've had in a long time.
For
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and like some people are just wolf talking, but for the most part, people, you can tell like genuinely had an experience. They're laughing. They're still chilling at the bar right after the show. You know what I mean? It's a vibrant thing, and that's my favorite thing when it comes to putting together a show, man. Like what you look like challenge thing that you did. That was, I went and seen that one. That was a really good time. My brother and my stepdad were in town, and my stepdad was like, "I've never seen nothing like this before." Yeah, man. It gets a little harsh out there, but it's super fun. It's all in good fun. I always try to pick comedians who are working hard and people who I know have a little bit more tougher skin. You know
that would be hard, you know. Like it doesn't. You guys make it look easy. Is what I'm saying. It's probably harder than what it is.
Yeah, we have a lot of help, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like we're kind of spoiled down at Looney's, bro.
Okay.
Because like, bro, like if you were to look at any other comedy scene, right? Their clubs, I'm not down talking any other scene, but like their clubs don't really include them. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, hey, get on stage, get off stage, get out the fucking way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
At Looney's, it's more like, hey man, this was dope. This is where we can this is where we can improve. This is what we did very well at. Let's sustain this. And this is where we stumbled. You know what I mean? And these are the things that we can fix this to stumble. So like after every You Look Like show, we don't even go home. We go upstairs to the green room and we reflect on the show and how we can make it better. And I love Johnny Bradsveen and I love fucking Eric Hawkinson for that, and the rest of the
Eric's,
staff.
The owner of Looney's, right?
Yeah.
Which is funny because there's two Erics.
Yeah,
there's two Erics that own two comedy clubs in Colorado.
It's funny, man. Eric with a K and Eric with a C. Yeah. That's how I remember it.
Nice. I'm gonna adjust this mic real quick so that way you're not covering that beautiful face of yours.
Oh, hi. Hi, Mom.
All right, so yeah, I can't wait to dive it more into this. But first, I'm gonna roll the intro music, and then we'll jump right into it.
Hell yeah, let's get it.
This is a show where we have real conversations with entrepreneurs and business owners who are mostly in Colorado Springs, doing things in the community. I had the auto exposure on
Colorado Springs,
and it was dark on you, and I was like, I was gonna fix it during this, but it automatically fixed itself. So that's
cool.
So that was cool. Yeah. Sweet, man. So how long have you been doing comedy?
So going on 3 years in October or November, one of those. I forget. Okay, yeah.
So pretty fresh on the scene, huh?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
I'm gonna fix something real quick. Yeah. I be adjusting things.
Good, man. That's what I'm talking about. You a chiropractor too?
Yeah, I've had a few chiropractors on.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know some things.
Word up.
Yeah. I've been adjusted once, you know. It was interesting to say the least.
That sounds kinky. That sounds super kinky, Andrew.
For sure. So have you always been a funny person?
To me.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I've always been like locker room funny kind of to me. You know what I mean? And my group of people that I hang around with, you know, I'm a little shy in the beginning when I don't really know people. I don't really like to open up like that. But once you get to know me, I'm fucking silly as all get out, man. I'm super goofy. But I was more of a recluse coming up in high school. You know, I made my circle laugh, but as far as like getting out there and, you know, being the class clown, that wasn't really me.
I got you.
But there was a few classes where I let my hair down. Sorry, Miss Jolliffe. Sorry, Dr. Cliff. Yeah.
And you're not from Colorado Springs, are you?
Nah.
Okay.
I'm from Gaffney, South Carolina.
Okay.
Small hometown.
Nice.
We small, but we mighty, you know. And yeah, I'm from a little town from there. I was born in Chicago, Illinois.
Okay.
So got a little bit of roots there, but we moved from Chicago when I was like 5th grade, and we moved to Gaffney. And
you grew up there?
Yeah.
Okay. And what brought you out to Colorado Springs?
So I came out here for college.
Okay.
Right? And to get to know my dad a little bit better because, you know, we kind of missed that opportunity early on in our lives, you know. And he stepped up when he got out of the Army and was like, you know what, man, come on out here. I just retired out here in Fort Carson. You can go to school out here. You can stay with me and we'll take care of room and board and all that good stuff. And then
got Colorado. It's beautiful.
Yeah. He didn't have to sell me on it much. But so I came out here and I was like, oh shit, this is dope. And then he was like, all right, man, this is my last time giving you some money and this is my last ride to work I'm gonna give you. So figure it out.
Okay.
And you know, it was tough love, you know, when I first came out here because, you know, it was my first job when I came out here when I was 18 because I was more of an athlete coming up, so I didn't really work. So I had to learn the business side of life early, like when I turned like 18. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to fend for myself, you know. And being out here without a car, that's the biggest, that's the craziest shit, bro. You can't survive without some means of transportation.
For sure.
So that was like my first goal was to be like, man, I'm gonna get a fucking car, dog. I'm gonna get a fucking car. And school wasn't helping that. So I dropped out and I joined the Army and got married, joined the Army Reserves, came back because I love Colorado. So Colorado was super cool. So I came back out here. My reserve unit was out here, and I made a little difference, a little bit more mature, made better decisions and things of that nature, and started to get my shit together. You feel me? So I've been out here for about 8.5, 9 years now. So
okay,
yeah.
Like actually established here, and
yeah,
and okay, sweet. And so you were telling me before we started recording that you got like a marketing marketing coaching background.
yeah. So I started out like when I first came back out here. You know, like I said, I was in the reserves and shit, so I had to find another means of income because the Army was only part-time at the time being, you know. And I applied at this spot called Time Warner Cable. It's a cable company that deals with like the West Coast, major footprints, Texas, New York.
They don't have it here in Colorado?
Nah.
Okay, because they have it in Kansas City where I'm from.
Yep.
So I'm familiar with Time Warner. So.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then
I think they changed it to Xfinity though, right?
Spectrum,
that's what it was.
Charter Spectrum. Charter bottom out. And but before that, I was a outbound sales specialist. So super entry level job. It was like part time. You work 4.5 hours, and then you go home. But during that 4 hours, if you ain't dialing, you ain't making no money. So that was the first introduction to a little bit of marketing and branding of myself. It's like, how do you discipline yourself enough to dial enough?
Yeah.
And
how do you be a likable enough personality?
Yes. And bro, there was like super dumb campaigns we had to do. Like there was this one campaign we had to call everybody who only had cable and internet and add a home phone. We did that for like an hour and a half in a campaign, and we just dialed and getting hung up on, cussed out.
Yeah.
And you just gotta persevere, you know what I mean? So that teaches you a little bit more about the mental fortitude and how to persevere and things of that nature. So I learned that part of it, and I got really good at it, you know. And I became one of the top names that kept coming up on emails and things of that nature, along with a select few. And I started to distance myself, and I became a peer coach. And they seen that my personality is just vibrant. I like to be around people. I like teaching people. When I know something, that's the type of person I am. Is when I learn something and I know something and I get really good at it and I get really passionate about it. I want to show people how I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily have to do it like I'm doing it, but I just like to share my successes with people.
For sure.
And some people don't know how to take that, man. Like some people take it as you trying to peacock or basically be a know-it-all or some shit like that. So I had to learn how to like I had to learn how to reel in my approach, you know what I mean? Like, and help people without showing them that I'm helping them. That's Eric calling me right now.
Oh, nice. Okay. Should we bring him on the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm good. But yeah, man, that part of it. And after that, I was really successful at that, and I moved upstairs to become a supervisor intern for the customer care department, where I had to learn like the administrative part of it, right? Because you go from being the agent, like just smiling, dialing, selling, that's it. You just talking about the product, to, okay, how do I manage these people that are smiling, dialing, talking about the product? Now I'm that person to motivate. Like, how do I keep you on task? How do I keep you new? How do I keep you fresh? How do I keep you coming with different approaches to sales, different tactics and things of that nature, and coach to that? So in a nutshell, I became pretty good at that, you know, and people like on the sales on the floor started to notice, and they seen how much of a energy I was, energetic and vivacious, and you know, just a vibrant being on the floor.
For sure.
And what better way to capitalize on that type of individual than to put him in a marketing coach and sales coach for the entire floor. So I got to coach from inbound sales to customer care on sales, basically. So that was my job.
What were you coaching them about? Like, what were the things some of the things you were doing?
So basically, how to build rapport, how to keep customers engaged, how to provide fresh, open-ended questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you ever get calls and people are like, "Oh, can I speak to Andrew?" Hey, how you doing today? You know what I'm saying? You're like, click, get the hell out of here, bro. You know what I mean? So like, it was just different tactics and things of that nature. I I coach to, like how to pick up on emotional intelligence, how to pick up on cues from conversations and things of that nature, and how to approach that. You know, finding the why this customer is going to want that product, right?
Yeah.
And all of that translates into comedy, like.
I bet
Into the business, it translates into the business side of comedy because what are the 4 basic fundamentals of marketing, right? You got product, you have your price, you have promotion, and what's the fucking last one? I forget. Place. Product, price, promotion, and place. There it is.
Okay.
So how you place things, right? So, and that's all comedy, right? Your product is your jokes, right? How you are representing yourself. How people know you? You know what I mean? Like, are people familiar with your name, your face? You know what I mean? And how do you get people familiar with that? Going to open mics, right?
Yeah, no, that's branding. Yeah.
Yeah, you're branding yourself, right?
Yeah.
You are a brand. That's
your
what
brand awareness is what you're doing.
Exactly. Building that brand equity for yourself, right? And then you have the promotion of yourself. How do you promote yourself? Like, how do you engage in conversation outside of the stage? Are you likable off stage? Are you a good vibe? Are you, you know what I mean? Like, are you causing trouble in the green room, or are you a good person to have around and provide positive conversation?
For sure, because people like that. And
Exactly.
Like people attached to that. People will share your name around that. Like even if it's other comedians, you know. So
and even if you aren't the funniest at the time, right? If you're a good person or a good hang, people are still gonna want you around, and they'll be more apt to help. You know what I mean? Instead of being that pompous guy that knows everything, or just complaining that my jokes aren't working and they hate me. You know, like get the fuck out of here. They hated everybody.
For sure, yeah.
You're not special, bro. Like just work. That's it. Just get back on it. You know. And then you have place, right? This is the biggest thing, bro. Like when it comes to everybody who's starting an open mic, new open micers, new comedians, or people who are starting a new show. Listen, man, place means a lot, okay?
What does place mean?
Place. So basically, the location of your show.
Okay.
Right? So.
Not on the corner of a highway.
Exactly. Like, who's gonna come to that, bro? Yeah. Under a bridge, where the GPS can't even find it. You know what I mean? That's the one thing, right? So how are you gonna promote a show where people can't even find the place where it's at, right? 2, where is your show located, right? You can be like, let's say Cowboys, right? Cowboys is a perfect example, right? I love Cowboys. I mean, I don't really go there. It's not really my market, but it's a beautiful room, right? Yeah. But you can be in a beautiful place and still get put in a shitty place to do your comedy. You know what I'm saying? Get put off in a corner where people can't see you. Yeah. But like things of that nature.
That's designed around a dance floor.
Exactly.
Not a stage.
Exactly. So think about the placement of your show, man. Like where when you walk in, what place feels the most intimate? What area in the room is going to be the most eye catching, right? So like these are things that I think about. You know what I mean? Like
especially as a producer.
Exactly. You feel me? So like, and also your fucking location, man. Like it's okay to turn down the biker bar up the street that wants to do comedy if they're not bringing any comedy. You can believe in yourself all you want. You know what I mean? Take it, do it. It's an experience. You know what I mean? But at the same time, understand that it's going to be a little bit of work. You can't just think you're going to share a flyer on Facebook and people are going to come.
No, that's not how it works.
That's not how it works at all, bro.
People are going to be like, oh, he thinks he's funny.
Or, well, not even just like, oh, there's a comedy show here? Well, fuck no.
And a lot of people, you know, it's interesting how what motivates someone to want to go to a comedy show or want to go out. Like,
exactly,
everyone
man.
has different reasons too, and like just because they're not coming to your show doesn't mean they don't like you either.
Exactly, bro. It's just maybe they didn't even know about it. You know what I mean? Maybe they forgot.
Yeah.
What are you doing with your market? So basically, if you're gonna start a comedy show, you should be posting about it every other day. You should be getting ahead of the algorithms.
There's that thing where people need to see something 7 times before they really recognize it.
Exactly. Right. And then word of mouth matters, bro. Like if you share a flyer, if they see it enough, people are like, okay, what the fuck is this? Let me dive a little bit more into it. At least that piques like some type of interest. Well, you'll get an inbox, or
for sure
people will share the flyer, or people will comment under it. What is this? You know what I'm saying? And then you can.
And then the follow up too. There's other things you should do on top of that, I think, and I take that from what I think something that you did specifically. I seen your flyers, but then you also reached out personally to me. You're like, hey, you coming to the show?
Yeah, man. Like, that's another thing, bro. Don't be afraid to plug your shit shamelessly.
Yeah.
Like, it's your show.
For sure.
So it's only gonna work for you as hard as you're gonna work for it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, I see you like this. Hey, I see you commented on this. Are you gonna be in the building?
Yeah.
Can I count on you to be in the building?
For sure.
That's that hard sell. That's that hard close, right?
Yeah,
Always be closing. It's sales.
Exactly.
So,
and whether you're making like direct money off of that, there's a lot more value than just money. I always say, like, having someone at the show is valuable too, right? And because they're gonna be if you're a good performer, they're gonna be like telling everyone about it.
exactly. So your promotion's good. Your product has to be the same. You know what I mean? Because now you got butts in the seats. Now it's time for you to perform.
Yeah.
You got to put on a show, bro. Like, you got to do everything you possibly can. It's not about them coming on this first show. It's about getting them to come back and bringing 2 other people with them.
Yeah, exactly. When's the next what do you call it?
You look like.
You look like. Yeah. When's the next one of that?
August 12th.
August 12th.
So come to August 12th. Shameless plug. Shameless plug. No, I'm just playing.
What day is that?
It's a Thursday. So
I think I have something August 13th. I don't remember. I just booked it. Oh yeah, it's the comedy show I was telling you about. That I'll probably be filming. Yeah.
Okay. What's his name?
Mark Masters.
Mark Masters.
Yes,
Okay.
And I don't want to say anything until like contracts are signed, but
all day. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's jinx. You don't want to jinx it. But yeah.
But we have to just organize a few things. Like he definitely wants to do it. Like by the time this is released, it'll probably already be in the books. But but yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that and I brought that up for a reason. Oh yeah, August 12th, August 13th. I had something.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So. But what would you, outside of what you've already given, what's some advice you would give to an up and coming comedian?
So, be seen, right? You get forgotten. Think about how many people in the world think they're funny. How many people in the world actually get on stage?
Yeah,
how many people in the world? How many people in the world have some type of platform for them to be funny? There's so many people. You can get lost in the sauce, dog. Right? So you got to stay relevant, man. One thing that I have noticed the rest of the Colorado Springs comedy scene do that I'm really proud of is they're branding themselves, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's getting some type of LLC. Everyone's getting some type of brand, or they're teaming up with each other to help each other. You know what I mean? And that's so dope, bro. Because like you're not gonna get anywhere. I mean, you can get somewhere by yourself. You know what I mean? If you're just that raw talent. You know what I mean?
For sure.
What's the percentage of that? What's the probability on that? Right? Like, you familiar
the cards
with
in your favor,
like the Dame Dash Jay-Z mentality, right? They built Rockaware together. They all came together, like-minded individuals, all that, right? I just talked to this guy named Clarity. He was he was a big personality on Vine.
Okay.
Right? He's touring with Tommy Davidson right now. And he started out with, you familiar with King Batch? And yeah, so that whole group, man, the information he shared with me was like, they didn't know each other from a can of paint when they first started doing sketches and stuff like that. But everybody had the same goal. There was no egos. They started a group chat and they just started throwing ideas out there. And if you liked the idea, you jumped on it. If you didn't, you just shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, Vine was really cool about that. A lot of people who blew up on Vine, they actually created little cliques from that. You know what I mean?
Bro, and that's what I'm saying. Look at them. Look at everybody who started out right there.
Yeah.
They came together with one common goal, and they achieved that.
I'm pretty
and
sure.
now everyone has their own.
Yeah, and some people are actually solidified like A-list comedians, I think, actually. Like, I'm pretty sure Chris D'Elia found a big platform. If you know who Chris D'Elia is, he found.
He started on Vine. You know what I mean, right?
And same with Bo Burnham. Like, he started getting a bunch of, like, he does musical performance, but it's still comedy. It's comedy as fuck. So,
but my thing is, like, that cliche saying, man, teamwork makes the dream work, bro. Like, there's so many people out there that want to be an individual and do things on their own, and you're not. I mean, yeah, you'll probably get to where you're going, but people are already there with a fucking lawn chair. Like, oh man, nice of you to join us.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, don't be afraid to team up and don't be afraid to team up and share things that you're doing with someone else. Just make sure that you're sharing it with the right people. That's it.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Because people like in the business of comedy, man, it's shady, bro. People will take your shit and be like, yeah, man, I came up with that on my own. But like those people eventually get swept under the rug too, because
For sure.
eventually they're gonna get a bigger opportunity where it's just them, and then they have no ground to stand on because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So those people get. Don't be afraid to like team up and share your ideas, your practices and things of that nature. If it's stupid, whatever.
For
you know
sure.
what I mean? Go back to the drawing board. But if it's good, capitalize on that and say, hey, how can I make it better? You know? And that's why me and Johnny and Tracy and John Remery and John Brown and Callan Reese and most of those individuals from Loonies, I'm sorry if I forgot you, but those are the names that come to the top of my head, that we all came together and we were like, hey, what do you think about this bit? Okay, I think you could work this angle, right? And then even if you don't like the advice that someone shares with you, still take with a grain of salt, because that's their perspective.
For sure.
That's a perspective, right? And you can see that perspective and kind of change it in your own way and kind of shape it and mold it to your voice when it comes to a bit, right? Also, you said, what other advice? Social media, man.
Yeah.
Social media. I have a problem with this too, man. Staying consistent with posting and like posting every day. There's this thing called the algorithm, dog. I don't know if it's Space Jam, Don Cheadle. You know, no, I'm just kidding. But there's an algorithm you have to stay ahead of, bro. Like you gotta post every day. You gotta post on your live feed. You gotta go live sometimes. You gotta post on your story. You gotta post a simple selfie with a one-liner every day, right? Post a sketch. Post something you doing. Post
Malone.
Yeah, exactly. Just post.
Yeah.
Post. Also, build you a link tree, man. You familiar with Linktree? So this would help me, man. Like, you get a link tree. It costs nothing.
I think it's good for artists or influencers
Exactly.
or comedians who are artists. And yeah, definitely link trees are important because you were about to explain it. I'll let you explain it.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So the link tree, it allows you to put it allows you to put your YouTube on there. It's one link, but when the people click it, they can access whatever platform they want to go to, whether it's your Spotify, if you have music on there, whether it's your YouTube, your Facebook, your Instagram, like all the stuff. Your next show, where to get tickets for your next show, throw that on there. Like
as simple as a click, right? Attention can get lost in as simple as a click, right? So if, like, let's say I send my avails to a comedy club, right? Like my availables.
Okay.
Cool. You're a comedian. You're available. Why am I gonna book you?
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck that you're available?
Yeah.
Do you have a press kit that you can send me? Do you have things of you crushing? You know, get you a 5-minute video. If you get a guest spot at a comedy club, take your tripod with you, bro.
Yeah.
Most comedy clubs don't
content.
care. Exactly. Most comedy clubs don't care if you set up in the back. Some do. Just ask.
Yeah.
Have that etiquette. Have that common courtesy. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, whenever you step on stage, you should be recording your set every time.
I think so too.
Every time.
Whether it's just your phone or whether you're just recording audio. I mean, record
Exactly.
something.
Exactly, bro. I fall asleep listening to my bits sometimes.
Okay.
And I hate it. I hate myself. But then I start thinking like, okay, I can change this word here. I can place this here. Maybe I can do this bit in front of this bit to keep it engaged a little bit more. Oh shit. I opened up talking about race. Maybe I can throw my race shit in after I introduce them to who I am a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And listening back to your sets, you start to analyze and see how things work better in your set, in that rhythm. You can hear it outside of
yourself instead of actually stuck inside of yourself. You can separate it and see some self-awareness kind of from an outside perspective.
From inflection to, this person, I noticed this laugh. I noticed this person groaned a little bit when I said this. What caused that groan? Is it the way I said it or is it what I said? You know what I mean? Also, like I said, record you. Facial expressions. You know what I'm saying? Try
recording some YouTube videos. I suggest, because I know when I first started doing YouTube, I did not know how to talk. Like, I was able to see how many times I said how many like
confabulation,
how many times I said the F word.
Yeah.
I actually got so good. I didn't know I cussed so much until I started editing myself. I got so good at editing out the F word that I could spot it without hearing it, like in the editing software.
Yep, and I did that too, bro. Like, so basically, I had this thing where I used to say the N word all the time and be like, man, shit, man. Like, you know what I mean?
And you just heard it so much.
And you start to cringe, like, I said it 30 times this time. Let me see if I can get it down to 15, and then get it down to 7, and then just get it down to 1 to make it, you know what I mean? And then I had this one phrase that I would say in the beginning was like, it was dope. I used to say dope all the time throughout my set. I'm like, why do I keep saying that? Is that a crutch? Is that a verbal crutch I'm using? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then
a filler word, kind of.
Exactly. And then you start to trim it down. You trim the fat. Now you have more room to where you're cutting out the filler words, and you have another minute to throw in another joke, another bit. Yeah. Instead of just having a 5-minute set with 2 jokes, you got a 5-minute set with 5, 6. You know what I mean? But that's,
for sure. Yeah. So the guest we had on right before you came, she has a book. It's actually right here called The Brand Clarity, and a lot of the things we were focusing on were. Well, one of the things we were focusing on was more having a pull instead of a push. When you're going out and you're reaching all these
that's deep.
all these bookers, like or people to book you, you'd be like, these are my availability, this is my prep kit. That's more of a push. It's more of a lower vibration than a pull. So doing the social media and being consistent on that is a higher vibration, essentially, way to go about that, because you're attracting things to you instead of having to go out. I mean, I'm not saying don't do the other thing, but it's obviously a better feeling when people are reaching out to you.
Exactly, man. Also, don't be afraid, bro. Don't be afraid to talk about your comedy, man. Don't be afraid to, like, some people are bashful, but is Nike bashful about their product?
Yeah.
When they come out with like a new neoprene shirt or fucking rash guard or whatever, are they bashful with, oh, well, it's camouflage if you like that, you know? No, man, it's like, hey, check out this brand new rash guard. It's camouflage, red and black, blah blah. It's dope. It fucking absorbs your sweat. It wicks everything. Like, get out there. You're a brand, bro. Don't be bashful with it. There's so many like statuses and things I see on Facebook where it's like, oh, I hate to brag, but here's the shows that I'm on. Bro, fuck the green room.
The way the way you phrase things is huge. Like, people pick up on those. And if you're phrasing, like, I make sure, like, if I ever start a sentence out like that, I make sure to catch that and be like, no, like, change it completely. Like you were saying, like, I don't do that no more. I make sure not to give off that energy.
Exactly, bro. Because, like, if you don't believe in your product, nobody else is. You know what I mean? And I understand it gets overwhelming to some people's feeds when you're booked on shows and they are watching that you're booked on shows, and they get envious because they're not. Because they're not patient with waiting their turn. Bro, who gives, like, nobody cares that someone else is going to be salty that you're sharing, that you're booked on shows. Because, to be honest, you're sharing the shows that you're on is not for the people in the green room. It's for the people that you want to engage with, who probably just added you on Facebook, or people who have been your friends on Facebook.
Exactly, yeah.
And they're like, hey, damn, okay, you're gonna be in fucking you're gonna be in Boulder this week. I live in Boulder. I'm gonna come check you out. I just moved to Boulder. I'm fresh here. Damn, man.
You're missing opportunities worrying about what other people think.
Exactly, bro. Don't waste your time. And bro, it was bad in the beginning for me, bro. I can't.
I'm always worrying about what other people think.
Me too, bro. And I have to learn, like, I'm learning that now. That, hey, be considerate of other people's feelings. Be considerate, but also don't dim your light.
Yeah,
don't dim your light.
So the way we start this podcast, I relate to that. I think I say the #1 podcast in Colorado Springs, and I'm always considerate. I was like, I know a few other people who have podcasts too, like, but no one's doing it at the level I'm doing it, so that's why I feel comfortable saying it.
I mean, but like that, you know of,
that I know
right?
of, yeah,
because you believe in yourself.
Exactly,
right? I believe in the work, the the work that I'm putting behind the scenes on this, right? The push that I'm putting together, the equipment, the microphones, the fucking shit that I'm coming out of. Exactly. I'm coming out of pocket with this. Yes. You feel me? Like, I'm going to be passionate about this.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, so don't let nobody kill your passion, bro. Don't dim your light to help other people. Now, don't be a pompous dick either.
Yeah.
Don't be pompous. You feel me? And I've had to learn that too. You know, it's a fucking, it's a slippery slope, as they would say. Like, you got to walk that line a little bit, man.
For sure. For sure.
But promote yourself to the best of your ability. You know what I mean? So I want to give some new guys their flowers real quick.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
So
I don't know what that means, but
like, is it cool? Like, people that I've seen on the Colorado Springs comedy scene,
of course, yeah.
right now,
I love promoting. I love
that are gonna be super dope, and I see grinding out there.
I'm curious.
Trenton Cotton,
yes.
Thad B, Luke Stam, Queen Fee.
Okay.
She still got to, you know, I ain't shit. You know what I mean? I ain't shit for nobody to impress. You feel me? Like, I'm not saying that by any means, but these are just the people that I see that I can appreciate out there grinding and doing things not the right way, but in their way. You know what I'm saying? And congrats to you guys, man. I'm happy to see you guys. I'm glad that you guys are my peers. I'm glad that you guys are new on the scene and you guys are taking this shit serious. You know? Because that's my biggest thing, bro. When I first started comedy, that's all I could think about. That's all I could live, eat, breathe, all that shit. And I'm still not where I want to be yet, but at the same time, you can see those motherfuckers out there that are hungry. And I like that. I like that, bro.
I think there's a level of respect for that.
Exactly.
I made a post about entrepreneurs, and like, they recognize when someone else is an entrepreneur and actually about it. Yeah. And there's a certain love, unspoken love that's kind of given. And I would assume it's the same as comedians, because comedians are entrepreneurs themselves as well. They're stepping into the unknown.
Exactly. And like the names I just named, they lit a fire in me. You know what I mean?
Good.
To make me be better.
Yeah.
Bro.
Well,
like, okay.
I'm friends with that and Trenton. So
yeah. So, bro, like, keep doing what you're doing, bro. Like, keep doing what you're doing. Keep grinding, bro. Just, you know. Also, there's this new trend out there that's helping comedians show their avails and shit like that.
Okay.
There's this thing that they do where they put together this little a headshot with them with their dates around it. I love it.
Okay.
I love it. You know
and it's
like
mean? Their profile picture, or
it's like just a candid shot. And then they put their dates around it, like, hey, upcoming shows. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I was doing that before it even became cool.
It's not too pitchy.
Yeah. And like, not saying that I was the first. Yeah. I wasn't saying. I'm not trying to Little Richard my way to the top. Like, I started that shit. You know what I'm saying? But like, dope. Yeah. Keep doing that, bro.
Sure.
My only pet peeve is like, don't put open mics on your dates. Like,
okay.
it looks cheesy, bro. Because like,
okay.
Anybody can come to an open mic, bro. When you there's an allure and mysterion to comedy.
But what if you're trying to bring people to that open mic though? Shouldn't you promote it?
Is it your open mic?
If you yeah, I guess if you're hosting it, then
right?
Because you're on the stage every time.
Right. So I'm out.
What if all you got is open mics?
It's cheesy.
I get what you're saying.
It's just cheesy to me, bro. Because like, you didn't earn that. Anybody can fucking say, "Hey, I'm like that's." I don't know.
Well,
that's just me.
I'm just saying.
That's just me.
If I'm gonna do an open mic for the first time or win, because I don't know, I think I want to try it. I'm gonna promote it. I'm gonna let people know.
But I'm saying though, like when you put like the little headshot with your upcoming shows,
I got
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't put an open mic on there. That's fucking whack to me, bro. Like, if you're getting paid for a show that people can come pay, see, sit down, you know the type of vibe it's going to be, put that on there. You know what I mean? Because think about this. If you put an open mic on there, you know how open mics can go. One or two ways, right? It can go really shitty or it can go really great.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And like you're inviting people out there on your behalf, and then, you know, like, if they're not gonna have a good time, that's bad for you.
Exactly. So like, let's say you're going to a not so. I don't know how to put this. A not so. let's say you go to an open mic that people cut their teeth at, right? Like a open mic that's not really conducive for what comedy is really trying to do.
Okay, like there's a lot of like a bar, and it's like there's a lot of background talk. No one's really paying attention. You're just going on in the background.
Exactly, right? People are watching the game, football's on, shit like that, and you're just on the mic yelling, or not yelling, but just saying your shit. But nobody's really paying attention. You're probably saying some funny shit. You're probably saying some shit that is super dope that you wrote. You know what I mean? But that's where you go work the shit out, right? When you put your dates for people to come see you, you're telling them to come see the shit you already ironed out.
Yeah, the
right?
good stuff, yeah.
People are coming to pay to see, right? I wouldn't make anybody get out of their seat to come to an open mic. You know what I mean? Like, that's...
I get it, yeah.
It's just cheesy. It's my opinion. I'm sorry. I might get... It's probably unpopular to me, but that's why it's comedy, bro. Like, it's an opinion. It's not fact. But to me, when you put your show dates, that's for, hey, I'm going to be at fucking the Improv. Come see me rock 15 minutes. Come see me host, right? I'm getting paid to do this.
Yeah.
I'm on this show. This is a showcase. Put your showcase dates on there where you're getting to showcase your talents.
For sure.
Things that you have already ironed out, things that you know you could do 5 minutes with off the back of your hand.
Now I think about it a little bit. I probably wouldn't tell anyone about my first open mic.
Right? Because then people are going to be like, oh, well, that motherfucker ain't funny. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
But at the same time, it's cool. Like I said, there's people out there that kind of need that when they're first starting out. Like, hey, come watch me do this. And there's people who are super supportive and come watch and shit like that. But at the same time...
Well, imagine like if you did an open mic, you just filled the room because you have an influence, you know. That bar's going to notice it, or that club's going to notice that.
But then you start getting booked for the wrong reason, and then you create this. Not everybody. It's just things that I've seen or things that I've actually done. You know what I'm saying? Like my experiences in it.
I'm speaking from no experience.
Yeah. Like No, but that's your perspective too, right? Because you see it, right?
Yeah. I guess I do have some knowledge in
it.
But
there's bringers. It's dope. It's dope that you can fucking pack a room out, bro. It's super dope, right? But it's even better when they paid to get in there.
For sure.
Right? Yeah. They paid that $10 to get in there. And then when the club owner asked them, hey, who'd you come here to see? You say, oh, I came here to see Andrew. Oh, well, that motherfucker's a draw. I'm gonna book him again.
Exactly.
I'm gonna book him again, right? But I mean, if you can show you can bring people to an open mic too, producers are that's like the cheat code, right?
Yeah.
Like there's people around here that fucking can pack a room out and
I know Colby. He's good at packing some rooms.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Kobe's cool too, man. I like Kobe. Kobe Carlson.
Kobe Carlson.
Yeah. Fuck, people spamming me.
It's all good. It's all good.
So like you could pack a room but not have the product to back it. Remember, like I said, your promotion and your product have to go hand in hand, right? Because like you can say, hey man, come watch the best comedy show ever. Come watch this shit. Blah 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 blah, and pack the fucking place out and then stink up the joint because you're not ready. You're not ready yet. You're not. Some producers will see you pack a room and be like, hey man, you're gonna do 10 minutes next week. And you only have 3 minutes of jokes. And now you're just up there. Yeah. Or you say some shit that you just killed the room. And now you're walking people.
Now you gotta go Mencia.
Yeah. No. Fuck no, bro. Don't do that. Carlos, I ain't talking shit, but you know what you did.
yeah, for sure.
All day. But that's what I'm saying. Like you just make sure you're ready. Because when you start, like you said, when you start packing places, people will provide you opportunities that you're not necessarily ready for.
For sure.
Right? Like I'll never forget when I first started, man. I started out with my comedy. I started out on a good foot. You know what I'm saying? Like for the most part, for a newbie. You know what I mean? Like I could do about 5 minutes, 6 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like now that I look back on, what the fuck were you talking about, right? And then people saw that. People saw you started having a draw. You start calling yourself a comedian. You start labeling yourself that. And now you got people wanting to put you on big shit that you're not ready for yet. So but that's
sometimes it's better to I've always noticed like it's better to take action before you're ready.
Yeah, man. Trial by fire.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Trial by fire.
Trial by fire. But at the same time, you gotta make sure you got a fire extinguisher. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like,
be prepared a little bit. Yeah,
be prepared. Like,
because my trial by fire with my company, I had already had experience trying to start some companies. I've already knew how to shoot video well, so that was good. So I already knew how to do some things.
Yeah, man, you cut your teeth, but make sure you keep them too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that's why I don't want to do MMA, because I like my teeth.
I still got all mine. You know what I'm
Okay, good.
I'm just playing.
Yeah, if I get some good training, then I can protect my teeth.
There you go. But yeah, man, just don't, like, if you get the opportunity, don't be afraid to say, hey, man, I don't think I'm ready for that yet. Just so you preface it, even if the promoter's like, man, I think you're ready. And then you can say, okay, well, I'll fucking take it if you think I'm ready.
Yeah.
But I just told you, hey, I don't think I'm ready for all that yet, but I can give it a try.
For sure.
Now that opens up a more room for, hey, I'm a producer. I know that you're not ready yet. Hey, what can I do to help? Instead of saying, yeah, man, I'm ready. So now that producer's like, well, he said he's ready. I ain't gonna fucking, let's see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's it's just certain things that I wish I would have not passed up on, but prefaced a little better.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So new comedians, don't take things that you're not necessarily ready for, because if you step up and you bomb, that's what they know you as. Not saying you can't bounce back from that, but that's what they're gonna know you as for a little minute.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like, when you lose someone's trust, you got to build that back.
Exactly. It's just like you said, MMA, right? Like, let's say anybody thinks they can fight until you step in that cage, and
it's a whole different,
and you step in front of someone who's trained to fight.
I can freestyle rap, but when I'm in front of people, it's a whole nother story.
It's
like
different.
I can't do it. Like, it's just, I don't know. Like, I rap almost every single day, but then when I'm in front of people, I just can't.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. And there's people who are barbershop funny, and then they're not stage funny.
Yeah.
Then there's people who are stage funny, and you be like, this motherfucker is socially awkward. You know what I'm saying? Like, ugh.
Yeah.
But like,
sometimes that actually plays, if they're good at that, they can actually play into that. But that's self-awareness and understanding that.
And that comes with time, man. And I don't want to sit up here and talk like I know everything about comedy, bro. These are just the experiences that I've had that I like to share.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And everyone else is like, everybody has a different journey with comedy. This is just my journey, bro. And I just want to say,
and you're still early on in.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. So let's start wrapping this up. Is there anything else you'd like to promote before we close this out?
Come see us. You Look Like, August 12th. We're gonna be good right there.
What is that? What does You Look Like?
You Look Like is a comedy roast battle where comedians go head to head for 3 minutes with You Look Like jokes to be the last comedian standing. It's a super dope show. We have fucking 3 traditional comedy sets in between, like little palate cleanser sets, and I like to bring people from all over that you probably never seen. I like to give other people opportunities from around the world to step on in front of a big crowd and get an opportunity in front of a club owner to kind of cut their teeth too. So I like to, like, it's normally for local comedians trying to
local,
showcase,
meaning like Colorado Front Range, because I know some people come down from Denver too, right?
And like for my health spots, like the traditional comedy sets, I like to bring people from all over, so they can work a different crowd versus the ones in their scene. And like I said, the club owner can see new talent walking through here, so they could potentially get booked to come back to host or feature or something like that.
For sure. So
I like to use my show as a pipeline. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Also, go follow me on Instagram _Brian the Lion with 2 E's. Okay, like Meg the Stallion, but she stole that from me. Okay. What else, man? Yeah, _Brian the Lion, Brian Sullivan Comedy. Add me. You'll see me out there. Andrew, I appreciate you for having me on, man. I really do. All my new guys out there, keep grinding, man. I'm super proud of y'all. Like, I like it. I love it. Keep eating.
Yeah, keep eating.
Keep eating, bro. That's it. Just
keep
eating, man.
All right, so that's That concludes the show, I guess. Yeah, man. Let me switch this back to me because I keep forgetting. I can always switch it to the person, but when I go to talk, I have to remember to hit it before I talk, and that's just not natural for anyone. Yeah. So it's like...
Also, Denver Improv's open back up.
Denver Improv. Okay.
The Denver Improv's open. Come to Loonies. Go to if you're in Denver and you want to watch a comedy show, go to Denver Improv. It's back open. Comedy Works is open back up soon downtown, but the Improv, go watch it. They're new, they're improved, new staff, new management. Shout out to Tyree Dillard for new comedians. If you guys want to potentially get booked, we're going to be starting a new open mic there on Wednesdays. I'm the in-house host for that.
Okay.
So if you want to come and potentially get booked at the Improv to come back host feature, Tyree's going to be there.
Those are in Denver?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
like downtown area or?
It's in Stapleton.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So if you want another avenue, like there's 2 comedy clubs here, which is dope, but you don't want to be that big fish in a small pond.
Yeah.
When you become that, like my coach always had this saying, is like sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail.
For sure.
And when you become the hammer, go find a bigger hammer.
Okay.
Right? So if you're that big fish in a small pond and you swimming, go venture out.
For sure, and why not? Like, why would you not? So it's not that far. It's one of the biggest cities in the nation. So.
Facts, and a really good city for comedy too.
Yeah,
there's so many avenues for comedy. Denver, Colorado. I'm super excited, man. I'm super excited for what comedy has to hold for Colorado. It's super dope. So
nice.
Yeah, man.
All right, well, this has been the COS Business Podcast, and we'll see you guys.
That's a wrap
on the next one.
That's a wrap.